In today's episode of Who Are We Milking from the 2-Hour Universe Today? I made a small list of level 3s through level 5s that I could explain to the best I can with my engineering degree, and pretty much nothing else to my name. With a little RNG and some help from my editor, I took a shot in the dark and decided to go for a very unique character for this video. It's a character who rivals Biribiri when it comes to looks, popularity, body, and the romantic attention of one dense unlucky boy. She's also the Queen Bee of Tokiwadai Academy and the master mental manipulator of the masses with a touch of a remote. Hi, my name is Burai, and today I'll be talking about the 5th ranked level 5 esper, Mental Out. Before we get into her ability and its connection to real world science, let's talk a little bit about the queen herself. Shokuhou Misaki is a starry-eyed vixen, able to take over the minds of the masses. Whether it's her clique over at Tokiwadai or the entire population within Academy City, she's able to mess with their minds with her special esper skill, Mental Out. She's known as the Queen due to having the largest fraction and influence at Tokiwadai. Although she has been mentioned a few times in the Index anime and light novel, her first main appearance is in the New Testament light novel and chapter 41 of the Railgun manga for those beloved readers, and episode 1 of Railgun S for those anime viewers. I got you over there. Now, the main focus I want to talk about and discuss is her mental out ability, and as someone who's never wanted to become a doctor or a neurologist, bear with me on this for like a minute. Mental Out is a powerful ability involving the human brain to control one's mind, read other people's memories, telepathy, changing a person's personality, willpower and memory destruction, revelation and transplantation of emotions, brainwashing, and psychometry. Glad I made a script for this. Now, for some info from the series itself. Misaki doesn't necessarily control the brain. Instead, she controls the secretions of chemicals in the target's brain. This means she controls the distribution of blood, something called cerebrospinal fluid, and a lot more. In simpler terms, any fluid that goes in and out of the brain, she controls. She does this by changing the conductive efficiency of these chemical secretions, allowing more electricity to flow through. And, to be honest, I know conductive efficiency. But inside the body fluids, this is beyond me. Anyways, because of the complication of her ability, the Queen Bee has found ways to create shortcuts of her ability. One of the most notable ways is through her special catalog of remotes inside her Mary Poppins bag. Her remote can allow her to prevent the use of powers, movement, and even the sense of pain of other people. There is one main remote, but she does have numerous other remotes stashed in her Mary Poppins bag of hers, each being unique to a different mental out ability. Take for example, Misaki uses a digital recorder remote control to extract memories of an object. She isn't limited to her remotes though. She can use any remote she finds, like a Wii remote control or a television remote from the trash bin. She is able to use her abilities without the remote. However, according to the Railgun editor, Misaki's powers have too high a degree of freedom, so the remote helps provide a basis to control powers. So think of her remote control as her little magic wand. Now, let's talk about something unique to Misaki's powers, and that's her star-studded eyes. Her eyes are very distinctive to her powers. You can tell if she's controlling a person by whether or not the person displays the same star markings on one or both of their eyes. You can think of this as like an indicator of a successful connection to her network. At her normal full power, she can control up to 10 to 14 people. She can control a large mass of people, but she can only give them very simple commands. During the Daihai Seisai Railgun arc, we see her use the maximum extent of her powers, alongside the help of Exterior, to clear a path on the busy highway for the Queen and Ace of Tokiwadai. In addition to what we know, she has preset commands to each student of all 5 schools in the school garden, and is able to switch between them constantly. She can also remove memories simply by touching them, and she can apply mental blocks to herself to prevent her ability to be used against her. Outside the human mind, she can recall an object's residual memory, like a form of psychometry. By touching an object with her bare hands, she can press the remote control on herself for some memory extraction, at least any memory from the past 24 hours. The human brain has about 10 watts of power and around 2.5 million gigabytes of data. Being able to try and fully control it is hard. So, Misaki came up with a solution to better concentrate and control her powers. She created her own personal rules to divide her esper ability in order to make preset categories. All she has to do is say category something and her ability activates for that set command. In short, she gave herself hotkeys to use specific parts of her powers. But some of these skills need a remote for it to work. Some of her commands are Category 433, Pain Shutoff, Category 109, Target recognizes Misaki as an ally and eliminates anyone who attacks her. Category 011. Target must answer all questions truthfully and accurately. This one, however, requires a television remote. Category 044. Extracts the past 24 hours of a memory from an object Shokuhou Misaki touches with her bare right hand. For this one, she needs a digital recorder remote for this. Now that we got most of her powers out of the way, I bet you're wondering why she's only ranked 5th out of 7 of Academy City's ranked 5 espers. For starters, the reason she's ranked so high is because she's able to control the brain. I mean, technically she controls like the moisture, like the fluids and chemicals, but like in general, the human brain. And to remind you guys just a bit, the brain controls pretty much our entire body and thought process, from body temperature, blood pressure, heart rate and breathing, to accepting and processing all the information through the body's 5 natural senses. It controls your physical movement, and it lets you think, remember, dream, reason, and experience emotions. It's that powerful, but in combat, it's not really that special, I guess. Almost everyone around the Queen is specialized in combat. Meltdowner shoots nuclear beams at people, Biribiri is like Pikachu, full of energy and popular throughout the series. Dark Matter creates and controls, dark matter. Not to be confused with the true dark matter, which is among the components of the universe. Accelerator does what he does best, be an edgelord that controls vectors. The level 6 users is still yet to be identified. And Gung-ha is, well, a rock type spellcast Shinobio superhero. Overall, again, I haven't studied the human brain, or went to school to understand how our brain works, but it is extremely complex. Even today, there are various theories that question whether or not we actually use 10% of our brain, since all existing data shows we always use 100% of our brain. And if that's true, well, Reddit makes me question otherwise. But the fact of the matter is, hypothetically speaking, she can control whatever the brain has to offer. She has no limits on what she can or cannot do with the human mind, to the point where even if she wanted to, she could fix Toma's brain damage, but would rather have her savior and prince remember her himself. So, before I make this video a bit too long, I do want to add a little to her skill set before I forget. She's highly intelligent and an excellent tactician, most notably in the light novel where she's about to help Toma get around the school garden, or in the anime where she mentally duels Kihara Gensei. She also possesses a good haptic memory. She shows this by memorizing and selecting what remote she wants by touch alone. Another side note, because she indirectly controls electricity through the brain's biofluids, she has a harder time controlling the minds of Electromasters, like her number 1 rival, Biribiri. I do say harder, because if she's able to fully concentrate and elevate her powers, she can penetrate an Electromaster's defense. Also, she cannot control animals. Fun fact, I guess? And that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got really busy for a while, but I'm glad to finally push out this video. I got a lot more content on the way, so make sure you don't miss out on any updates by subscribing to the channel. This also helps out my editor, so if you feel bad for him, subscribe away. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!